99.3 Nigeria info. Good morning to you, Lagos. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the second part of Dailies. Today we are live right now. I'm Sheriff Quadry.
And I'm Jimi Disu.
And you can watch us live on Facebook and on YouTube, by the way. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can watch us live on Facebook and on YouTube. And please drop your comment there. Would come take the ones that we can take. But please also be very civil with each other on the platform. Let's concentrate on the stories, okay? Let's start with the Guardian newspaper, page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Knox cheers for Tinubu over Nigeria, we hail thee.
There's a song by Fela Kuti called Colonial Mentality. And in the song, it sings about how you have been released, but you have not released yourself. It's a big shame. We should all cover, all of it. Those who are nationalists amongst us should be in tears completely. I've been torn apart since I got that phone call at about 3 p.m. yesterday that I just gave up. I just gave up. Apart from the sentiment that is the least of our worries, really. Just yesterday, Sheriff and I were reading a story where Lateef Fagbemi, the Attorney General, and true to what he said, that if you even want to change your national anthem, that it is a long process that should be all involving. Yesterday, I now tend to believe that I'm living in some kind of mini dictatorship, really. This is not how democracies are practiced. And it makes it worse that you rejected a national anthem that had been put together by your own people and now go back to the one the British colonialists gave to you. Can you see the thinking of the black man? You've been released, like Fela said, but you haven't released yourself. That is what your National Assembly and your president has done to you as a people. The British will be having a very, very good laugh. This is evidence to people like that, and thank God I'm half British, so I take part in that glory. Evidence that you can't handle anything by yourself, including your national anthem. Those of you at home in the buses everywhere, you should be weeping right now. And also look at the malfunction. Look at it. The Attorney General. I don't know how a president would sign into something into law without the participation of the Attorney General. So if yesterday your Attorney General was telling you this is not how to go about it, and this has happened, I won't be surprised if on point of principle Lateef Fagbemi resigns his appointment. It is to use the words of Uche, one of our favorite callers, it is a shame. But we thank God for his mercies. Because otherwise, if some of our politicians had their way in changing the national anthem, it could have been something like, on your mandate we shall stand. That would have been better because we then know where exactly we are going. But this one, I leave it to Nigerians again, because what can one do? You go criticize, up and down. People don't seem to get what exactly you're saying. For me, as a Nigerian, is a complete shame. Is a disgrace. And I am hoping that the day that we will have, the day that we would have the kind of government that I hope we will have, a lot of these things will be corrected. We have been, Nigerians, by this movement, we've been stripped naked in the marketplace. Is that how you change national anthems? In the whiff of a moment, you change the fortunes of a country without the input of the people? I'm not going to join those who argue that there is no anthem that can ever be good enough. Let's first agree with that. There is no anthem. There is nothing in you create in the world that will not have knocks and attributes. That is a given. But there are certain things that, after the name of the country, believe you me, the anthem comes next. And here we are, it's just been rubbished. Where we do Where are the nationalists amongst our politicians? All of them have kept quiet. Where are the elders of the land? All of them have kept quiet. Where are the people, our elders who mingle on the international front and would have a much better idea than the average man on the street? Everybody is kept quiet. And you are allowing this country, you are allowing our psyche to go down deeper and deeper. It is a shame and a thing of tears that in my lifetime, after our forefathers fought for independence, put their lives on the line, the people like Fela Kuti and others who have been talking about Black Renaissance had done all that, Africa's leading country will go back to its colonial past. It's a thing of shame. Is a thing of shame, and I'm so embarrassed that I find myself this morning having to treat a story like this. Like my biology teacher, Yeah John, will say, have you no shame? What? We're a laughing stock. What do you think the South Africans will be thinking? We helped them fight apartheid. And here we are, by our own volition, our own National Assembly that we voted for and president that we voted for, we went back again to our colonial past. This might jolly well be the beginning. You have to brace yourself for other things that might follow. Let's move on to the next story, Sheriff.
Yes, story we go. Here we go. The Vanguard is our next story, by the way. I've got this story here. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, read it now.
Okay. 1 year in office, my government walking the talk, Tinubu.
Yes, okay. So the president says I need to take off I even forgot my reading glasses at home. This Vanguard story says here that 1 year in office, my government is walking the talk. He feeds Nigerians for 25 years of unbroken democracy. What is feeds Nigerians? I don't understand the English there. But he congratulates us for unbroken democracy. He says we must build a nation for generations unborn. Well, we have demolished the foundation. We are going back to the roots again. That simple move is a reflection of a lot of things. Flags off recitation of new national anthem, Nigeria we hail thee. To forward 2024 supplementary appropriation bill soon. They need more money. NAS expecting your appropriation bill, Akpabio tells Tinubu. So that's essentially what happened yesterday. And the president says that his full address will be on June 12, which is another problem and I think we spoke a bit about.
Yes, we did.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Which of the dates are we going to choose? Are we going to continue to be this confused? Whether is it May 29 or is it June 12? I think that either of two things should happen. Either we stick to May 29 and have June 12 as a symbolic day, or we swear in our presidents on June 12 and scrap May 29. Let's choose one. This is extremely confusing. For me, this May 29 is a significant one because it is the 365 days of the president in office. So I don't know why we have to then wait till June 12 to hear his birthday speech, but that is the way he wants it. Okay, so that's part of what he said yesterday. And at the event, that was at the National Assembly. And because what we thought earlier on was that he would go to the National Assembly and then give an address that hopefully would be televised to the whole nation. It would be a way of addressing us, but that apparently it didn't happen in that manner. And also you then had Akpabio and Abbas. Now listen to the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, the President of the Senate. His first sentence: this is your National Assembly. Is that what you should be telling the President? It is our National Assembly that is to put him in check. So if you were to analyze that sentence, this is your National Assembly, it means anything you want, you will get. That's what it means. If you told the President, Iwalonibi, this is your National Assembly. And that's the mentality, and that's exactly what has happened. That is the evidence of what you have just seen. He said, this is your National Assembly. The senators and members have asked me to congratulate you on your first anniversary since you were sworn in. Before you came, myself and my brother Tajuddin Abbas explained the purpose of this visit, that this is what we call in Nollywood Waka Pass. Such an event of that nature, such a formal event that it should have been, is treated as Waka Pass. Note all these nuances. They're very, very crucial, because what they do, what these little things do, is to show the mindset and to show the way the minds of those who run the affairs of our country, the way it is working. You intend to celebrate Democracy Day, which is June 12, but out of honor for the National Assembly, you said you must pass the National Assembly on your first anniversary in office, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the President Tinubu has said he has walked the talk. Again, like I usually would say, these issues are like a glass of water, a half glass of water. To some people, it's half full. To some people, it's half empty. To some people, it's 3/4 full. To some people, it's 3/4 empty. Unfortunately, we don't even have what you would call solid polls to get the feeling of the people. Any poll you bring about, I think it was I had a poll yesterday and was talking about 87% not being happy with the way things have been run. I don't know that kind of figure. I can't justify. I don't know. But what I do know is that Nigerians at this moment are going through the most crucial, apart from our favored elites, those who are in privileged positions, Nigerians are going through a lot of pain. And I don't think it is the change of a national anthem that will lift their spirits up at this time. If anything, to those who know, is a downer. I don't think the National Assembly, I don't think they did some deep thinking in this. Don't get me wrong, you can change your National Assembly every week if you want. But the significance of going back to the one imposed on us by the British, Africa will be in tears this morning.
Here we go. You can watch us live on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's hear from you. Emmanuel on Facebook says, what in that old anthem makes it appealing? It is a calculated studio attempt to get Nigeria talking endlessly, and Nigerians talking endlessly and sporadically amongst themselves, vexing, arguing, and busy, yada, 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 from the perennial, real economic issues. You seem to think that it's a distraction.
Yes, it could be a distraction, but a dangerous one at that. The implications are not just within Nigeria. What do South Africans to feel? The Zimbabweans, what do you want them to feel? Thank God the likes of Nelson Mandela are not alive. We've been made a laughing stock. If you walk into any international forum now, would you be able to walk with your head high? After all what this country had sacrificed, its people, its resources, its nationalists. But am I surprised? Herbert Macaulay, who was buried at the campus, whatever, the day they were going to dislodge the place, the families to come and whisk away what was left of their corpses. What should have been a national monument. It's a reflection of the kind of people that lead us, to be honest with you. Or maybe an extended reflection of us as a people that we are not deep thinking people. We don't appreciate anything. That's why Fela's song came to my mind, that you've been released. In Africa now, look at in French West Africa, they're trying to free themselves from the shackles of France. We are running backwards. And for those who know, somebody I'd love to hear his views, for example, this morning, will be somebody like Professor Bolaji Akinyemi. How do you send that kind of bill without consulting people like that? How do you send that kind of bill without having the input of other Nigerians? And like I said, if you wanted to change the anthem, it's an opportunity for you now to have a fresh, do you understand what I'm saying? A very fresh one. But this thing is as petty as maybe even wanting to spite Obasanjo because it was during his time. And some of them be saying it was Obasanjo that gave us. Let us, you know, politicians are the pettiest of all, and most of them don't have a national spirit. Anybody who had a national spirit will not be approving of something like this. And then how do we function, Sheriff? A bill is passed, an attorney general gives one advice, and the president does the other. He's not bound to take his advice, but so close to each other, it appears to me that Lateef Fagbemi was not consulted because it was just day before yesterday. Because if he had been consulted, look at it. The bill comes, you give yourself time, you consult your attorney general, your foreign affairs minister, you consult people who should know, and then you all agree on one position. So if Lateef Fagbemi was still saying this as at Monday, then there's a dysfunction somewhere. That is why you find certain persons, if they've been offered public office, they turn it down. You appoint advisors, you want to turn them into errand boys. And I have said it over and over again that the administrative nature of this presidency is suspect. It needs to be tidied up. Which is, I think, is in the next story. What's the next story there?
Okay, all right. Now, this next story is talking about Akpabio Abbas explaining the differing statements by Ononuga and Miguel.
Ononuga said there was going to be a briefing, that the president was going to brief the nation. It's the SSA media. Ngelale says, sorry, there won't be. Don't you have a captain in the ship? It's the same problem that this guy had. What's his name? Buhari had. When he had, what's the name of the other man now? What's his name?
Who is that?
When he had Femi Adesina
and Lai Mohammed.
No, not Lai Mohammed. The other gentleman.
Ngelale
was not with Buhari.
He was there. He worked with Buhari.
No, not Ngelale.
Femi Adesina and
the northern man. What's his name now?
Who is that?
The two of us.
I can't remember.
I think we're in the state.
I can't remember the person.
The guy who used to work with too old for the Dailies. Who used to work with what's his name? Who would drop bombs?
Shehu.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
How can you have two SSAs,
Okay.
two SSAs of equal status, issuing conflicting statements on whether the president is going to address the National Assembly or not? There is a problem in that area. Administratively, the presidency is very weak. This is embarrassing. If you set up a media office, you have, in the days of Remio was the boss. And so once she issued a statement on behalf of the president, so be it.
That's it.
So it shows, because apparently there's Bayo Ononuga and Ngelale, apparently they don't work together. They have issued different statements. I don't know whether one is trying to outdo the other in the presidency, but apparently they don't work together. Is that how a country is supposed to be run? Have you heard of a multinational where you have more than one spokesman? I've done that job before. I did the job in 85 for Lever Brothers. I was the boss. Even the director at that time, the director could not issue a statement. Either the chairman did or I did, supposedly on behalf of the chairman. And that's the way, that is simple. You have a but the two spokespersons of the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria issued conflicting statements within 24 hours.
That's a shame.
The president signs a bill that the attorney general has a different view about completely in terms of procedure. And there was no hurry about the bill. It's not a bill for us to go to war against the Nigeria Republic. Because it's a bill. I'm surprised the National Assembly had the time to discuss a bill like this at the time Nigerians were hungry. And 1 year in office, there is no birthday present for Nigerians to say that, oh, okay, has gone down, or whatever it is, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You're delaying us again till June 12th. And instead, you give us something to rattle and fight over. Good luck to our country, Sheriff.
Right. Yes, we all need it. We all need it. Let's go to the news page of the Guardian newspaper.
And by the way, please, in this kind of argument, I would rather people didn't get partisan, but put on their common sense cap. Because it's a national issue. It's an international issue. It's a black man's issue. Back in the day, you would have had other presidents calling our own president to say that, what exactly is going on? I grew up in the days of apartheid now, so we had a fair idea of what Nigeria did in those days. Kudos to the likes of President Obasanjo for the role that we played. Even as students, as a young student, I belonged to an organization called NAPWA. Everybody put in efforts to get the African identity. And then overnight, you hear that a country like Nigeria, that used to be the leader in Africa, changes its national anthem to the one the colonial masters gave it. I mean, do you get it?
I get it.
Speak up now. Don't talk to me. Oh, what a sad day, Sheriff. Umashio. Sorry, I'm sorry about that little hiss that you heard, but I'm so sorry about that. News, stray bullets kill 2 in Ekiti. Police commence probe. We are reading from the Guardian. We haven't been able to lay our hands on the Punch. Lagos court remands businessman for allegedly defiling his two-door again. We're getting too much of these sexual offenses. Gas explosion rocks Tedrosho area in Lagos. Man back 6 years for stealing 683,000. Court grants bail over alleged assault on Lagos lawyer. Which Lagos lawyer? A 60-year-old man, Ogungbe Emmanuel. Pleaded not guilty to 2-count charge of assault and breach of public peace. Number of Nigerians in Thai prison has dropped to 200. Stakeholders moved to tackle explosions. Nothing really. I think we also have the trust.
Yeah, we have the trust here. I was just looking at a message here that's very interesting. The person said, Olanrewaju on Twitter, he says, good morning, sir. You've just touched the point. Who we are is a reflection of what we are seeing today, unappreciative of anything. This crop of politicians or political actors are not but...
What is it? What is the translation of the word arojile?
Deep thinking?
I think it's deeper than that.
Oh.
It's missing. It's missing. It's missing. But anyway, the good thing, though, like somebody said, he said, luckily our president is a listening president. So maybe in 2 weeks' time we'll revert back again to the old anthem. We've seen a lot of evidence to show that. So if you think so, to raise our voices. We have a president who, he doesn't mind. He will resign it. He'll tell them to bring the document and sign it back, irrespective of what it will make us look. I think that's but I honestly think he was badly advised. Or rather, he didn't even bother to listen to good advice. He just wanted his way. Go and listen to Fela Kuti's colonial mentality. It's very important. It tells you something. Another one called Why Black Man They Suffer.
Black man, they suffer.
Yes, it's why black man they suffer. We have done the greatest injustice to the black man on the planet. Sheriff, we can go.
Interesting. Let's just give a mention to this story here in the Vanguard. Emirship possible MBA films, CJN summons FHC Kano CJs over conflicting orders.
Well, what is going on in Kano is just another reflection of how confused we are. The latest I think I got, and if I'm corrected, I don't mind, is that Bayero now is the one who is being recognized for now. Because there are conflicting orders, so Bayero is back again in the saddle. Yes, because orders are coming left, right, and center, and then the CJ. Hopefully, the CJ will sort all these orders out, and they will come out with one and put it all straight. But why should it have happened in the very first instance? Then you had soldiers guarding Bayero, you had policemen guarding. If there was a third party, they would get civil defense or navy. What kind of a country are we running? I don't know, Sheriff.
We have to go now. We must go. Yes, we must go. But you're back at 9.
Oh, sure. I'm back at 9. And like I said, there's a lady who adopted a girl 18 years ago. She turned out to have cerebral palsy.
Okay.
So it's a story that I want to bring to your attention, just so that you can appreciate what people like that go through. So
all right.
We'll be back at 9.
All right, then. Let's hand you back over to Kofi Battels on the continuation of the Morning Crossfire. Stay here, please.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.